Hello everyone and good day. I am Aikumelin E. Pagalanon and I am here to discuss and integrate the different aspects of the self based on what I have learned in this module. So on the given learning material, there is known to be 6 different aspects of the self. We have the physical self, material self, sexual self, political self, digital self, and the spiritual self. So this varying aspect of ourselves has actually influences upon how we perceive and think about ourselves. So when we say the physical self, it talks about the psychological sense of one's physical being. So how a person perceives himself physically. So I personally think that the way I perceive myself or my body image is not really that positive, since there are many things in my physical body that I am really having a hard time to accept. And I believe that it really affects me because there are many times that I am not comfortable and I am not confident. Second is digital self. So when we talk about the digital self, we are talking about the self as it exists within the digital spaces. Example of digital spaces are the social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and such. So this holds differently for some other aspects, since there are cases that there are people are different on the digital space than how he is in his real life. To be honest, my digital self, how I am in those spaces, I think that I am more confident, outgoing, more expressive, and bold about my thoughts. It is the area in which I was able to freely express myself. That social media is the place where I feel more confident about myself. It enables me to learn, develop new perspectives, widen my perspectives on some things, and be able to communicate with other people. Now we are going to talk about the political self. So political self is by reflecting yourself, relating to your identity. It started within yourself, your inner self, and how you view yourself, about your role in the society that you belong to, maybe as a leader or as a citizen. So this is about your contribution as an individual in the civilization that you belong to. It is your identity in the society, your role in the society. So when talking about political self, especially when you are in a particular group, so your identity is very important. Your role is very important. Next is the material self. So a material self is made up of everything that person owns, like a car, clothes, or house. So the material self is composed of 4 components, which are our body, our clothes, our immediate family, and home. So material self is the material representation of yourself. So this pertains to the material or tangible elements in your life. Another one is the spiritual self. So when we say a spiritual self, it is you in your most beautiful and powerful form. It is your authentic self, the conditioned part, the you without patterns. So this is personal for each of us. So no need to get caught up on the language. So when we say spirituality, it involves the recognition of a feeling or sense of belief that there is something greater than yourself, something more to being human than sensory experience, and that the greater whole of which we are part of is cosmic or divine in nature. It doesn't necessarily have to be about religion. Examples are meditation, yoga, some relaxing activities, which focuses on one's inner development. Example also is the self-reflection. What I do sometimes when So this is not a routine, but is something I usually do, especially when I am alone. What I do is a self-reflection upon all the things that I have done. I do self-reflection sometimes when I'm alone. It's really good to do self-reflection when you're alone. So you reflect about yourself, your inner self, something deeper. So the last one is the sexual self. So when we say sexual self, it refers to the totality of what self as a sexual being, including a positive and negative concepts and feelings. So there are theories that describe sexual self in 3 dimensions, which involves the sexual self-esteem, sexual depression, and sexual preoccupation. Sexual identity in different contexts is very complex and multidimensional, and it often works in a fluid process. So one must consider cognitive, social, emotional, cultural, and familial complexities among other aspects of the individual's experience to contextualize a narrative concerning an identity development. Thank you for watching. God bless.